Voy a entornar la puerta por si.
It's too late, Jorge.
Okay.
Jorge, we're live. Thank you so much for your time. And I wanted to share, like, honestly, like your first months in esports and also, but before that, okay, let's start
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning. Okay, like
Okay, okay.
you mentioned that you started as an a spectator, uh,
Mm-hmm.
watching esports, but from watching esports to being in the business of esports, like, how did that happen?
Well, it has been a really long journey. I mean, let's start first when I like most esports, when I get in touch with esports. Okay, first of all, I've been a sportsman. Okay, I've practiced lots of sports in my youth. I've practiced tennis. I've practiced football, rugby. I've played many different sports, and also started playing video games in 2014. Okay, I started League of Legends. Loved League of Legends. Started watching esports 2014, 2015. I was a Origin fan. You have here the T-shirt, the official T-shirt, and yeah, I started watching esports with my friends, with some family, and well, when it happened, COVID, the pandemic, I stopped um, doing sports, and well, I was really try hard ranking in solo queue in League of Legends, and well, I decided to start a team with my friends in here at Spain. Well, Spain has developed a huge ecosystem in terms of grassroots since tier four, tier five, um, different leagues with different elos. And yeah, I started this adventure with my friends. I was the captain, I was the coach, I I was managing the team, and that that sentiment made me to think, bro, you like esports, you like to manage, people follow you, you've like achieved how to be a leader, and that's when I stopped and thought, bro, why you don't have give a chance to this? I started researching how to get a a course, if a bachelor's degree maybe. Unfortunately, at that time they weren't bachelor's degree focused on esports, so I started a course here at Madrid in ESIC, and it was like 4 months of course.
Mhm.
And well, I finished that course and started my journey in esports in a in a company which was focused in mobile gaming. I've been working there for 1 year and a half. It was called back then Eco Games. I was the revenue manager. I was in charge of the leagues, tournaments. I also was a beta tester, so I've done a little bit of game design. I have also that part, of video games, not only managing players, staff, and all this. Yeah, I basically, when I was like 1 year and a half, stopped myself and asked me, is mobile gaming my passion or is more towards League of Legends, Valorant, this type of games which are on console or PC? And I started a course which was as esports manager. I finished my course and started from the grassroots here at Spain. Um, Spain, to be honest, it's an ecosystem. Well, not an ecosystem. Sorry, they've achieved a really good ecosystem. Okay, I think from Europe is the country who has always developed since really young age. We have tournaments here all over the country. We have a league which you have if you obtain certain points you qualify for next division. So there are several divisions here at Spain, And yeah, I started in the worst division with zero budget, with anything. I didn't know anyone in the scene, and I started in a team in tier five, and slowly, but working every day, I've been achieving my goals. And well, right now I'm at tier two level, which is professional, first division in Spain. And yeah, I've been working through many titles in esports, League of Legends, Valorant, Call of Duty, a little bit of Brawl Stars, and right now I'm focused on Valorant. And yeah, that's a little bit my story, and and yeah.
You've answered all the questions that I had, basically. No, no, okay, great. And how would you describe like the current scene in Spain? Let's focus on Valorant because that's where you are
hmm
working professionally. Like, let's put tier two and then tier one. Like, how does that look on a day to day? Can they work full time? Is it part time?
hmm
What are the conditions?
Okay, so first of all, I want to start when the game released. Okay, it was at 2020. At that time, there wasn't an ecosystem. Okay, it was uh, same level, everyone. There wasn't tier one, tier two, tier three, tier four. I mean, there were little tournaments, and teams from other esports title like League of Legends, Call of Duty wanted to invest in this title, and for the first 2 3 years, um, many teams were investing sponsorships. So Valorant was like achieving high goals. They were getting really good into the ecosystem, and many people could live from Valorant. But from 2023 24 onwards, when I started, franchise became a new thing. They emigrated from League of Legends to Valorant, the franchise ecosystem, and they established tier one, tier two, tier three, tier four. At that time, people in tier two would make a living by playing Valorant, okay? But right now, things have changed. Mm, not as many players can live from esports, okay? In tier two at Valorant, especially. I'm talking about also staff, coaches, managers, um, everyone who is involved in the industry. And well, I think that bad mistakes have been done by Riot, for example. Okay, also teams and league operators have done their mistakes. Okay, it's I think everyone has done mistakes. But yeah, to answer your question, 2 years ago, it was in a really nice state. People could live from this, and at that time, Spanish people, for example, could make a living from Valorant. And I would strongly suggest them 2 years ago to stay in Spain, to achieve your goals, to try hard here. But right now, in 2025, 2026, I strongly suggest that esports, maybe you cannot achieve your goals right. I mean, in a short term, you need to like have a view in long term. So you need to think that players have a short career in esports, okay? And when the ecosystem is in a nice place, there's money, people earn money. mm, Maybe you can forget about your studies, about your future after esports. But right now, it's a really good moment to visualize more opportunities aboard Europe. USA right now is a really nice place. I mean, you you've started a company 5 years ago because you've seen that many universities are investing in esports, and well, US, to be honest, it's the pioneer in university college scene
Yeah.
in esports. And yeah, right now I think Sportian is doing a really fine job. We are we are trying to identify as many players from Europe and trying to give them a good opportunity at the US while competing. Okay, with this I'm
And
not
Canada as
saying,
well.
and Canada, yeah, and Canada, and in the future we will have universities in other countries. I would say I'm not gonna spoil it, but other countries. Okay, not only US and Canada.
Yes, and well, here we have Jessica saying hi, Jonas Alvarez saying what up, big, what's up?
Hello, hello guys, hello.
Yes, and so straight to the point. On average,
Hmm.
what is the player making in tier two in Spain, like and a manager? Uh, what are like salary ranges?
Okay, so right now, well, in each league from Europe in Tier 2, because Tier 2 in Europe has many leagues, the Spain league, which is um, connected with Italy and Portugal. We have another league in Germany, in France, many places in Europe. The top four teams, you can get a decent salary, okay, more or less 2K 1.5K the euros, more or less, right now. But the teams which are top four to top eight, there are some teams which maybe don't pay, or teams which pay less than 500 euros, more or less, 600 euros, more or less. Those are the salaries right now.
And when you go to tier one, how does that change?
Well, the rookie salary in tier one is 4K, 4.5K. That's the rookie salary. And for staffs, more or less the same, the rookie salary, and depending on your performance, on how your experience and your achievements, of course you will get better salaries.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like then tier two, Spain or in Europe at least. You know, like if you want to
Right
keep
now.
competing, like think about esports as a tool to finance your studies,
Hmm.
and maybe think about like the US Canada route to continue to compete. Because like I wish universities in Europe were more flexible.
Hmm.
There are some universities. So the one I work in EU Business School, they are flexible with elite athletes. They like have like more flexibility with absences and stuff like this. It's not the
Hmm.
same as they're using Canada, but like with these sport players, you know, like not very much. So like sometimes like players struggle to focus on academics and the competitive side,
Hmm.
and in North America they work hand in hand and it's way more flexible. So
Hmm.
tier one, well, we've worked with some tier one coaches and tier one players, but and as last year and this year more, as they're starting to see that you are not making the same money that you used to make.
Hmm.
So yeah, and like um tell me your experience in Rambo Esports. How's that going?
Okay, so first of all, I've joined Rambo a year ago, approx.
Mhm.
First, before I joined Rambo, I was in the second division in Spain. We won the second division. We had really good performance, and well, I got contacted by Rambo, and they offered me to manage the Valorant section. And well, to be honest, for me it was like insane. I was achieving my dream. For so many years I was working for this, spent so many hours arguing with people, mm, crying, lots of sentiments. And well, my journey in Ramboot has been a little bit with up and downs. Okay, my first split, we've had a really good split. We went through with good results. We went to the finals, to the grand finals, and we made top two from the league, which was a really good achievement. I think. Well, I think no, it's the best achievement from Rambut. And and yeah, well, after my first split, Mm, like I told you, 2025, the ecosystem wasn't going well. Mm, Many sponsors exile from
Exactly.
Valorant.
Mhm.
Yeah, and yeah, right now budget is a little bit low for me and for many teams. And also, I wanted to talk about the thing you were mentioning before. In Spain, I mean, we have immense talent. We have lots of young talent people, players, staff. The problem is not them. The problem is that right now, at here Spain, you cannot develop yourself. That's why places like US, Canada, who have been developing esports since 10 years ago, like their collegiate scene, it's really professional. You've compete online, on LAN. I mean, you travel to many states. You earn some money. I mean, it's much more developed. And like you said, at the US they treat you as athletes. You know, they are focused on your gaming background, on your gaming career, and also on your on your future with your bachelor's, with your master's. So there's been like a myth that if you must go pro, you need to drop out. Like, to be honest with you guys, right now, I think the best choice is not to drop out. It's semi drop out because maybe you are not playing tier two or tier one, but you will be playing in tier three at the US in the collegiate team, and you need to think that if I don't achieve my goals, I will have a secure future with Sportian, with the scholarship they provide you. Okay, and yeah, right now things are really bad at the ecosystem, and I strongly suggest to all of you to explore options outside from Europe, and Sportian is a really nice place to explore new options.
It's not like when we talk to the students, it's about making them see, like not like the gamers or like the are at an amateur level, but like when we have talks with the top players, it's like how much are you making per month, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like okay, so what are your interests in bachelor's degrees, okay, or some are like what when are you studying master's degree, and then like comparing the average starting salaries for when they graduate and like what they're making right now, maybe it's not going to be the same next year or in 3 years. So it's about, yeah, and some are like, especially in Rocket League, for example, are like, yeah, I want to go to collegiate, it's a great window so I can go RLCS in the US now. Okay. But everyone has their objective, but at least everyone has a different motivation, but at least
Mm-hmm.
they're going to uni, and getting a degree, okay, and worst case scenario, okay, they graduate and get a job within the industry or in whatever industry they get a job, and best case scenario they accomplish their motivation, that is working in the esports industry or being a pro player in the esports industry, okay, but at least they have options. It's not like they go like all in on something that maybe it's not the, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their timings and it's totally
Yeah.
respectful, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And why is like why are the salaries like lower in the scene back then? Because the sponsorship money that used to enter the scene now it's not entering. Like what happened there?
Yeah, like right now and 5 years ago, 10 years ago, companies, teams in esports, they were sponsorship dependent. I mean, their mm, pre, their first source of income is basically sponsorships,
Hmm.
and well, esports have like increased a lot. I mean, in terms of viewership, when pandemic happened because people were at home. I mean, they were they were watching Netflix or Twitch or YouTube, and pandemic helped a lot the ecosystem. And yeah, we had good amounts of viewership, and in that time, companies have like the power of negotiation because they 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 had tons of people around them, and well, after pandemic, lots of people stopped watching esports. That's the truth. I mean, the viewership came really down, and well, sponsorships, brands thought that this was like the future entertainment, which I don't want to be negative because I work in the industry and I want to increase the viewership to have a sustainable ecosystem. But like I said, when numbers are not the numbers you've told, sponsors are gonna freak out and are gonna like, I believed on this. I've You've told me there's gonna be certain numbers, people are gonna connect with us, and that's not happening right now. And also, it's a problem from teams, from league operators that they don't make good content. They don't make like big connections with the audience, with the viewership. So there's several things that made this to what we are right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, how do you see the future? Not very like long, like 3 years from now. Is it going to increase now? Like, have like has the industry found like the sustainable way to push through, especially
Hmm.
at teams? Like, if we talk about industry, like stakeholders is a bunch, but like teams, are they figuring out like ways to be a bit more sustainable, like more revenue source
Hmm.
of income? Yeah.
So right now, I think teams are learning their lesson. They've seen what mistakes they've done, and yeah, they've done many changes. They've started to do presential events, selling merch, creating an experience to their audience, to their fans, and I think the future of Valorant is going to be brilliant. I really think it's going to be brilliant because they're gonna make few changes in the format in the esports scene. Okay, I don't want to say more because I have some leaks. Okay, but I think it's gonna increase the viewership. It's gonna grab more attention to the people. Teams are gonna be like way more interested than right now because they will have the opportunity to play against everyone. I made a little leak there, but you know where I'm going. So yeah, I think the future looks nice, and I really have faith that Valorant is going to come back and to be competitive against Counter Strike and these other FPS tactical shooters.
Amazing, amazing. Jorge, or George, however you want to be called. Yeah.
As you wish. Here at the esports industry, they call me George. My family calls me Jorge. My friends. I mean, I
Jorge,
I,
Jorge,
I don't
Jorge.
really
Come on,
care.
that's Spanish pride, man. Come on.
Yeah, Jorge.
I was like, yeah. So, I would like to wrap up this live talk like with a few questions. So
Hmm.
the audience knows you better. Okay, so like,
Okay.
what's your favorite video game? You told me you worked in mobile gaming, like in Valorant, League. What's your favorite
Hmm.
video game?
My favorite video game it's Valorant. Okay, but I also like pretty much League of Legends. Riot games, I like a lot of Riot games. So Valorant and League of Legends. I'm gonna go both. Sorry, two
And
games. I'm gonna
esports, if you had
and
to choose one.
esports, Valorant, 100%. I mean
Valorant.
the frenetism. Mm, I mean the feelings you get in game. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah.
And what's your favorite tier one team?
My favorite tier one team, I would go with G2 Esports,
G2, why?
100% G2 Esports, because I think in every section they have League of Legends, Counter Strike, Call of Duty, Valorant. They are basically top tier level. They reach all internationals. They always fight for the top four from the world. I mean, it's a really nice organization with good people, good content creators. I mean, I think they are the best. Yeah.
And who's the player that inspired you the most when you were an spectator?
Well, like I said, I started my journey with League of Legends. I'm gonna go with Uzi. Uzi, it's a Chinese player who was an ADC player, and yeah, he inspired me a lot. He has been a really try hard person. He has fight for the best tournaments, and yeah, he inspired me quite a lot. Yeah, many
Amazing.
many people would say Faker, but for me, it was Uzi. Yeah.
Okay. And before we wrap up, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you would like to mention?
Mm, to be honest with you, I think we've touched the things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about a bit of my career, how I get into esports,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to let people know that everyone can achieve their dreams. You just need to work hard, spend many hours, being creative, ask for feedback. I mean, yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Jorge, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you so much, guys.
And let's keep building value. Oh, no, adding value and building as well.
Yeah, both. Yeah.